I've discovered something very interesting with the Bitcoin chart. On my screen right now, I have the rise in December last year, or the peak in December last year, and the preceding months leading up to it, a few months anyway. So starting here at September last year, if we take the curve that it formed to the peak that it made in December, we have these low points there, and one there, and basically this one over here. Now, if we draw straight lines basically between those points, we see it forms a steadily increasing. We can even go as far as, let me just do this, we can even go as far as drawing that one there, which is, let me just get rid of this. Okay, let me just move that more or less. Okay, there we go. So if we look at that now, we have these 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. They form an increasing steepness, if you'd like to call it, ever increasing, getting closer and closer to the vertical. This is the rise up to the peak price, which was around the 17th or the 19th of December last year, 2017. Now I want to show you something very interesting. By the way, I'm looking at a one-day chart. So this is the one-day chart of Bitcoin. Basically, well, I could take it all the way to the beginning, but this is since it really started to gain in real value. I could go further back and probably draw another line that would be a little bit flatter than the first one, but I think you get the picture. I'm now going to change to a 1-hour chart, and I want to take a look at what Bitcoin is doing right now. Let's just get this visible so we can actually see it. Okay, there we go. That might be a little bit big. Let's just decrease. There we go. Okay, so if we look at the last dip, or the last low point that Bitcoin made, which was on the, let's just see, on the 13th of the 7th this year, 13th of July this year, which wasn't too long ago, 4 days ago in fact. So if we draw a line between the low points again on the chart since then up until now, you can see the same increasing steepness of the pattern. Now if this keeps on doing what it is doing, we can only go very close to vertical from here. What we are looking for now, as you can see, I've increased the scale on the volume chart. Although we have a on average decreasing volume, can you see this spike in volume here for the rise that we had experienced over the weekend? There's this sudden rise in volume, which is a brilliant sign. It's showing that not only are the last of the weekends starting to dry up now, and that is why the price is starting to go up. It's also showing, by the increase in volume, it is showing that there are now more and more buyers enticing people to sell by offering higher prices, which is a fantastic thing. The more this carries on, the more people are going to see this and say, well, we better get in now before the price gets too high. And for those that bought down at the bottom, there are opportunities to start taking profits and sell to these people that want to buy. And a lot of these buyers are big institutional buyers, and very soon it's going to be these ETFs that are starting up. And I mean, they are going to be putting hundreds of millions, probably billions, into the market, which can only chase the price up. Those ETF funds have got to be filled somehow with Bitcoin. If it's a Bitcoin ETF, the Bitcoin's got to come from somewhere, and they've got to buy it on the exchanges. The exchanges have got to get those Bitcoins somewhere, and somebody's got to get paid for them, and that is how the prices are going to be chased up. But I thought this was a very interesting scenario. We are facing a nice curve. We could probably still have another tangent or another line getting a little bit steeper, and then probably one last one taking us up to a nice peak before we get a little bit of a sell-off where people who are buying around now or who have bought in this dip will start taking profits. Like I said in the other video, probably around between $8,000 and $10,000. It's just around the corner, I think. It's looking very good. All the indicators are here. As you can see on the stochastics RSI chart, the blue line is the short average line is leading the other one. It is above it, and it's pretty steep. It's way probably around 60 degrees. It's approaching straight up now. So that is a very good sign. The MACD, the 12-day indicator has turned slightly under the 26-day indicator, which tells me, and we are in bullish territory though. I suspect it might take a little bit of a dip. The price might even take a little bit of a dip, and this will probably turn again and start heading up again. The blue indicator will again lead the red one or the orange one. But I think this is looking extremely good for some really good gains, possibly in the next day or two. Let's hope maybe after I finish this video, within half an hour, we see those gains again. But I think it's looking very good. It's definitely a good sign. This little bulge in the volume here, this increase in volume is brilliant. It's not just a one-off spike like these sell-offs or buy candles that spiked the price. There was no real increase in value there. It's just probably one or two buyers that decided to buy some, and that's it. But now there's a lot of action happening here. There's a very good sign. You see how the average has risen there. It stopped off slightly, but I think it'll probably pick up again as soon as this MACD turns around and starts going up, and the price starts to increase a bit. Anyway, that's it for this quick video. Let's get out there and make some bucks.